that means the batteries are completely dead.
Mostly dead.
Mostly dead. You want to start?
All
I
right,
don't care.
we'll reconvene open session. 6:22. Vanessa, can you lead us in the pledge?
Yes. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Father, again, we come before you tonight, thanking you for the blessings we live in Holtville Council. We thank you for the blessings we enjoy, for the celebration of the 250th birthday of our country, and all of us came out and it's a good time in Holtville, and it's a good time where we just thank you for the freedoms we have, and we pray that even in the position that we serve in, it's because people can physically access so they can freely tell us to go. And we thank you for that. We pray that you do what's right by them, Lord, and that we serve here, honor them, and we also honor you. We pray all this in Jesus' name.
Okay, city clerk, the verification of the posting of the agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The agenda was posted on Friday, July 10th.
Mr. Walker, any executive session announcements?
There are none, Mr. Mayor, no reportable actions, the minutes so reflect.
Thank you. Next is the public comments. No public comments. The public may address the city council on any item that does not appear on the agenda for this meeting during the purview of the city council. Any public comments?
Just to note that we had one.
This is very good on my question. Can we use this one? Thank you.
Hey, they're all good when you get your mouth on it right there. Close, Mr. Goodsell.
Okay, here in a minute, we'll go to the consent agenda. The item from the consent agenda are to be approved without comment that any council member or member of the public wishes to discuss any item. They may request that the item be removed from the consent agenda based on the conditions of the meeting. We have two items. Approval of the minutes from the regular meeting of Monday, June 22nd, 2026, and the current demands 49417 to 49520. Council,
Move for approval of the consent agenda as presented.
as the motion, we have a second.
I like the second. Hey, my mic's not working. Hello? Testing,
It just isn't coming out of here,
testing.
but they'll hear it here,
The screen is not working.
right? Nick? It's just not coming out of the speaker,
Yeah, but,
but it's picking up on our video.
well, that's because it's picking up from somebody else's. Check. Well, I don't know. Let me see here.
All right, so we have, anyway, we have a second. Roll call vote.
Yes. Mike Goodsell,
Yes.
Murray Anderson,
He has a microphone and I don't. I guess, yes.
Vanessa Ramirez,
Yes.
and Mike Pacheco.
Yes.
Must have gotten some wires crossed over there. Sorry.
All right, our next item is the reports of officers, commissions, committees, and dates. So we'll start off with city clerk, Yvette.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So today was the beginning of the nomination period for our candidates for the November elections, and that filing period will end August 7th. And since we already know one of our incumbents will not be filing, there is going to be an extension of 2 weeks for filing after the 7th.
Can I get clarification? Is that next 2 weeks for me too, or?
Yes, for anyone submitting their nomination. Nothing else from me, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Wells.
Well, I still don't have mic, but I would just like to say a huge thank you to everybody that participated in the July 3rd event.
And look at that, you have
Particularly people like Haley and Yvette. Vanessa Ramirez stepped up day of, and just all of the great decorations you saw in this room, these balloons that you see and whatever, that was Councilwoman Ramirez taking initiative and helping out. She did make a few comments about how Murray Anderson wasn't helping out much, but other than that, it was but I was really overwhelmed with all of the support that we got and whatnot. And we'll talk a little bit more. We'll give everybody a chance to give their reflections on that. But I do thank all the staff and those of you that kind of helped out with all the things. It was a good event, and I have yet to find anybody coming out of the event that had anything negative to say about it.
Yeah, good job. Thank you. Mr. Walker.
Nothing to report.
Thank you.
Councilman,
Like I said, I had a great time, sorry, excuse me. I had a great time working with Yvette and Mr. Morris is here as well. Coming through some photographs, history stuff, and working with Haley to get the city hall perfect and ready for the public. Heard lots of great feedback from the community, everybody who attended. I was a little bit overstimulated, but I think it was just Murray knows. A little overstimulated during the agenda portion of it. A little bit chaotic, but I think that was just behind the scenes thing for me because not one bad thing to say. Like nobody had anything bad to say about the event. So if anything I heard, let's do it again. That's the feedback I'm getting, and we'll see. Hopefully that happens. In the perfect world, we have. Again.
thank you. Mr. Anderson.
Thank you, Mayor Pacheco. Yeah, I really enjoyed coming in this room at the Civic Center and seeing all the stuff that was in here. I know my mom was in a picture or two. That was a big Bike Kit year, the 1975-76 school year was a big Bike Kit year. So she was in a few items. I heard nothing but positivity from the event, and would love to do it again. And I don't think the turnout will suffer if we do it again. I think we just need to be strategic what day we do it again. I attended a chamber meeting last week, and they are, yes, let's do it again, but there's some debate on if they want to do it on the Friday closest to July 4th, or if they always want to do it on July 3rd. So there's some debate going on there, but I think they will follow our guidance if we give it to them on what day we want to have on. So, but yeah, 100% positive event. I know I had friends come from other towns, like I said, who don't come to Carrot Festival, but they came here for fireworks. So, and like you, I would estimate a couple thousand people were here. So we had no idea there was going to be that many, but like we'll talk details later that need to be adjusted as we go along.
We'll talk about it, but we had a debate this morning in the management meeting about somewhere between 2,500 and 5,000 people, but
Yeah.
that 5,000 may be a little heavy, but
How was the cleanup after?
I tell you what, Haley's a super girl. She dragged a container around and picked up beer bottles for about half an hour afterwards. I think people were pretty respectful, and there were a lot of people that were cleaning up afterwards. A little bit, and then Haley was like, wasn't going to leave beer bottles running around. So, yeah.
Well, Haley was picking up the stuff thrown around the park. I normally drag all the ones that are out in the street up and line up here in the alley. And normally I can do those 2 at a time when it's the farmers markets. They don't really get full. And I had to do these 1 at a time. This time they were pretty heavy. So that also shows how we had more people, more waste. So
Yeah, and I heard nothing but positive things. The only thing that I heard for the family was the food. Because the lines were really long.
And again, we just didn't know how many. So we actually talked about several times, like we didn't want to mitigate what the people we talked to were the athletic support boosters club. And I was like, well, if we get too much, then they're going to end up with extra food, and then that
They
was
ran out of everything.
not a problem.
That's good for them.
But we didn't know, we didn't know. So, tangents.
Yes, sir, thank you, that was it for me, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Russo.
So on July 1st and 2nd, I was up in LA for all the SCAG meetings, friends up there. And had an opportunity to speak to the regional council about a position concerning SB 675. Guillermo from Senator Petia's office also spoke, and the decision from the legislative committee was to take it back to the committee, and we're going to discuss it further. So it's still in limbo whether the SCAG will vote yea or nay on that particular one, support or opposition. I very much enjoyed our 3rd of July celebration. I didn't realize that community in 1976, we celebrated for like 18 months. They had event after event after event. You know, they were really very patriotic people, and reading their Bill Wilson's letter, pretty moving, and had a chance to kind of dissect it and think about what he said and where we live today in this little community. Some things haven't changed much in Holtville. Some things aren't as they were. So I was just inspired the other day. I had a nice hat to wear all day long until I traded it in for some really keen lights. But your drummer wore in. Did you see him?
I did.
I've got a meeting coming up tomorrow. I'm going to go over to the county and see if I got lucky enough to be on the data center committee. Lucky. I don't know what kind of luck that is. The advisory committee is being set up tomorrow at their meeting. And I've got a airport land use commission meeting on Wednesday night. I'm still enjoying the time. I hope Mike is as well. Good. And that's all I have.
Thank you. City Treasurer, Mr. Morris.
Again, July 3rd, on Vanessa, Haley, and we got the excellent job decorating here. And I got to sit in here, watch them decorate as I got to go through pictures. And as I'm going through pictures, I'm seeing people, Don Hetner, Portuguese Joe, people I haven't seen in years. And I'm taking pictures and sending them to people saying, hey, look, here's Ralph Strom and Rick King and Greta Strom and different people and stuff. It was just excellent. I think the chamber needs to go through their pictures and digitize it. And so that was excellent. Again, fantastic job. Got to see an article. 4 boys in my family. The oldest one was not raised in Holtville yet. His letter was on one of those deals saying he was in East Lansing, Michigan, eating a Maggio carrot. You know, and wrote to my dad saying, I'm having a Maggio carrot in East Lansing, you know, so just great to see that. For strategical reasons, I put my chair next to the beer garden, so I wanted to see all the people that were coming.
Well, that's
That's where I see most people, unreal the people I saw. And again, the people I saw that were not from Holtville. And it's just, this is what Holtville needs to do. I'm not sure if we need to do it every year or whatever, but it brought Holtville together. And I hadn't seen that in 50 years. Even the rib cook-off didn't bring Holtville together like this did. Unreal, just unreal. It's that time of year. It's hot and miserable out there. So my countdown to Mr. Walker's Christmas party has started.
There you go.
It's gonna get us. It's on. It's gonna get us through this miserable weather.
Put it in the time capsule.
How many days do we have? How many days do we have?
I haven't. Well, he hasn't given me the date yet. As soon as he gets it, I know. You know,
Okay.
it's close. The countdown started.
The
So, yeah.
second? Friday.
Second Friday. So at the next meeting, I'll give you the dates.
All right, Police Chief, Mr. Martinez.
Well, we actually had a very good month in June. We had no stolen people in our city.
Yes.
There was one attempt. The owner was a mechanic, and he took the reader out before he left the bicycles. Yes. We did have 2 good arrests in last month. One was a fraud where they took the money from high school ASB. They were finding them.
High school ASB. Was it students?
No.
Staff?
Nobody from school. It's just somebody that's always been committing stuff and finally caught up. Yeah. So we got that, we got one 2 weeks ago. We broke into a house, surveillance, and we ended up catching him the following day. Pretty good.
Did you have any issues during the July 3rd
No,
celebration? No issues, huh? It looked like everybody was coming to
Traffic areas was good.
What about the guy that was sitting next to the beer garden? Did you get any issues from that guy?
He was quiet.
He was behaved.
Any questions on the stat, or the stats, sorry, go ahead.
Thank you. For myself, yeah, I'm just gonna repeat what everybody said. Yvette, you, Haley, the whole Holtville staff, you guys did a wonderful job. Kudos to you guys. Have Nick pat you guys into that, all of you. Nick,
I'm gonna go.
Nick, you did a great job again. A lot of compliments on your band. Yeah.
Cool.
So, did you ever, I think you and I met that a couple from Utah that came down. And they were looking, I guess he was a 3rd grader or 4th grader, and he wrote a letter and he just was looking for it. And we just told him to look at the website.
Yeah, and I didn't go back. I didn't find anything particularly, but
Yeah, it was great to see him from that. Okay,
One thing,
go ahead.
we talked about clean. I came by early Saturday morning, and I was really impressed on how clean it was. That I did, 'cause I came through about 5:30, and I looked over, I thought, man, it's gonna be,
Well,
a mess.
Kudos go to Haley and Yvette, because I think they came in the
Yes.
following day and kind of cleaned it
Well,
up.
at 5, I think they cleaned that night. Because
Cali
this
too.
place is
Yeah.
clean.
Haley's daughter is a soccer player, so she was kicking the stuff into piles, and then Haley was picking up the
Yeah, they
piles.
just felt that, since it was a long weekend, that people were gonna use the park and they wanted to make sure that it was. Yeah. Good job. Okay, we'll go to unfinished business. We have none. New business, we have 3 items. The first one is, consideration to adopt resolution 26-18 identifying the Trestle Bridge Bikeway and Alamo River Trail
Connectivity
project for the use of SB1 gas tax revenue funds for 25th, 26th.
That should be 26, 27.
Yeah, there you go. As well.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So annually, we have to identify projects for the SB1 funding. I guess good news, bad news, the good news is that we have not touched our SB1 funding very much in the last 4 or 5 years because the projects that we've identified, we didn't need extra funding for. And so we do have some additional funding. I don't know that I'm necessarily going to advocate that we spend much more than our allocation for this year on the Trestle Bridge project, but that project, as you know, has some funding issues. We did get some news last week that the California Natural Resources Board or whatever that funded the project. Let me back up. Brass tacks. Right now, we think the project's going to cost about $2.7 million, we thought it was going to cost about $2.7 million. We had about $2 million to complete the project. So what we did is we went back to California Natural Resources and said, we're going to split this into 2 projects. And the first project, their project, we were just going to do the bridge and then some foliage because natural resources, that's all about planning and stuff. So we retained those 2 things, took the whole decking thing off and everything. So then what we did is we created a second project and we applied for active transportation funding, and I think we have a pretty good shot at some ATP funds through SCAG, because we made it part of, the commuting and, all that good stuff. But then that project will probably have some shortfall. So what I proposed was for the second project was to augment that with SB1 funds. So that's where we are. The quick and dirty on the SB1 funds, you've got to tell them where you're going to spend it. Then when you spend it, you got to tell them how you spent it, and then you got to do all kinds of reporting for them. So I try to do it with things that, the coming projects and things that we need to spend money on. So that's kind of where we're going. If you have any questions, we'll be glad to answer.
Any questions for Mr. Wells?
So we have a shortfall in funding to kind of do what we want to do on the castle.
Correct.
That's not enough to cover the grant.
Well,
we would use it wrong.
No. So what we've done is we've applied for the ATP funds. We've also applied for we're going to apply for the flow grant because it's a bridge. So
The water flows in.
the water flows under the bridge. So we've got our fingers in a bunch of pies to try and get the money for the decking. And the decking is a really sexy project for a lot of funding agencies. It's a trail, but it's gonna start the process of doing the trail to El Centro for biking and if people want to go to IBC and those things. So that's how we're kind of selling it as an active transportation deal. So this is it's a good nexus. This would augment the funding if we need it, and I think there's plenty of places to spend the money on this damn project. But yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions for Mr. Wells on this? Somebody like to make a motion?
It does require a motion, so that's our motion to adopt resolution 2618, identifying the Trestle Bridge Bikeway and Annual River Trail Connectivity Project for use of that SB1 gas tax revenue funds for fiscal year 2025, 2026.
26, 27.
It should be 26, because that seems hard to.
Yeah. 26, 27.
I amend my motion.
But details, Nat, details.
All right, so we have a motion.
I'll second.
We have a second. Roll call vote.
Mike Goodsell,
Yes.
Murray Anderson,
Yes.
Vanessa Ramirez,
Yes.
and Mike Pacheco.
Yes. Thank you. So the second item on new business is a discussion related action to appoint council members to fill the seat at an expired term left vacant by the resignation of Councilman John Longley. City Clerk, you got it.
Yes, thank you. So as you guys know, at our previous meeting, Mr. Munger did announce his resignation. And that was effective the last day of July 30th. I don't know if Mr. Walker had any information to give us on this, but our municipal code does say that we have 30 days from following the vacancy to fill the vacancy by appointment or fill it through a special election. And then since he just informed you guys at that last meeting, obviously you didn't know how to proceed. And so it's brought before you right now to kind of figure out what we'd like to do with his open position.
You know, you just said July 30th, and you have on your
Did I say-
discussion item July 30th as well.
June,
30th, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, June, sorry.
Just making sure you didn't submit
You're right,
a
you're right.
resume that said July 30th.
No, we did not receive an official letter. Just
He
informed us.
doesn't have to
verbally.
because the verbal was enough.
Oh.
Oftentimes, it's resignation by letter, but it's effective as soon as communicated, however it's communicated. So that is right, City Clerk is right. It does say 30 days, but remind you, we need to amend it, which state statute actually gives us 60 days to do it. The council to either appoint or call for a special election. Because of the timing when the next election is, we're within the 114-day period, so you can appoint
or you can call for a special election, which is gonna be held on that day anyway, or you can leave it vacant.
Well, but functionally, calling for the special election on the 3rd makes it vacant. That's, so it's really two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we call for a special election, it would end up being vacant until then.
Correct.
We want some discussion on that? Yeah, please. So, I'm of a mind to either leave it vacant or reach out to Richard then, because he won't want to occupy the seat for too long. They'll just fill in for the few months that are there. And we usually attend enough of us no forum, so either way works for us.
And I did reach out to Mr. Layton, and he said he would be glad to do it, but he's fine if you guys decide to just leave it vacant. So he doesn't have any skin in the game, but, we talked about, the last time, not putting the thumb on the scale and getting somebody who's gonna run, and that was ultimately why Richard was selected. So.
Any comments from Vanessa? Let Councilman Lee.
I'm comfortable leaving it. Personally, I would love to have Richard on for a few minutes because I know he has so much knowledge and I would love to learn from him. And you all have had the pleasure of working with him. I have it personally. But I'm fine either way. As long, I would be comfortable either leaving it vacant or it also on Richard, just because he's already experienced and the community has elected him before.
Mr. Anderson?
Well, I'm in a dilemma. 2 years ago, we didn't want to leave it vacant, right? So we took application and appointed, and it was the exact same time of year.
Hers was a month prior.
It was a month prior, so, yeah.
We didn't have the timing of the election.
If I may ask, why did you guys want to put somebody else in? What was the thought process?
We were just shy of the 114 days for the election.
Okay,
So
that's why.
Why did I remember her being in July or 2 years ago?
it was that was when the 60 days was, because she left at the end of April. And then the end of June was then in effect the end of the 60 days to where we had to do something. That's what it was. I think that's what's going in my head. And then it was, but then April 30th to November 2nd or whatever it was more than 114 days. So that forced our hand to do something.
Well, yeah, vacant is the.
Yeah, that's what, I'm kind of leaning to leaving that vacant since it meets that threshold on the day. So, I mean, it's kind of been
It's kind of been before us anyway.
working for us. So
Whoa, that's fine.
Well, I mean, just remember, obviously, the time, because you've been able to
Yeah.
attend. So.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll take I guess we have to.
Yeah, I think you do have to take an action one way or the other, don't you?
Right, so. Yeah, so the staff and the record are clear, but just to be clear, we don't have the timing to allow you to call for a special election because it's less than 114 days. So you can appoint or not appoint. So the motion.
Do we feel like the community would want us to appoint somebody else?
I don't know how to feel from that. I don't know. Because what you said before is true. We've sat there for this more times than not this year. And the last one. It hasn't been unusual for us to be missing the seat. We've been functioning.
Right.
So based on that experience, I'm gonna make the motion that we do not appoint a councilman for this unexpired term. We leave it vacant until there's an election, and a meeting is made possible.
Can I ask a point? Well, let's get a second.
How many meetings are we talking?
So,
I think.
so let's say,
I think it was 7.
you know, if we skip one, let's say we skip one in August.
Yeah.
Then you count it 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Before the election or before this first December meeting when they would be installed? So let me ask the question I was gonna ask then. Okay, but let me ask the question I was gonna ask then. Do any of you foresee any issues? I'm going out of town for a couple of weeks, or I foresee a time when it's gonna be difficult for me to make a council meeting, because then we start running into a quorum issue.
The
Yeah,
mics
there you go. The bikes are retired.
Mike's already retired, she's a housewife, I'm not.
And I ran into one of your greatest diversions at the gym this weekend, and she said she's not going anywhere, so.
I anticipate on, if anything comes up, it would be like sick kids and things like
Yeah,
that.
unforeseen.
Right.
Okay,
All right, so we need a second, we have a motion by Mr. Gutso, we have a second. I'll second that.
okay.
Roll call vote, please.
Mike Goodso,
Yes.
Murray Anderson,
Yes.
Vanessa Ramirez,
Yes.
and Mike Pacheco.
Yes, thank you.
All right, items, the third item under new business is for related action to select a mayor pro tem
Pro tem.
of the city council to serve for the remainder of the current year. Yvette Rios, city clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, so with the resignation of our mayor pro tem, the mayor pro tem position is open. So if you'd like to declare that as open, Mr. Mayor, and take nominations from the remaining council members.
So we'll go ahead and open the nominations for mayor.
If you please, council, I'd like to nominate Vanessa to be our mayor pro tem and serve out the remainder of this term. That's all yours, if she'd be willing to do it.
Yes, I would be willing to.
Okay, so we have a motion, do we have a second?
I would love to second the nomination for
Okay.
Vanessa Ramirez.
He just wants to make it up.
As
Yeah.
Ms. Mayor Pacheco's new mayor pro tem, because we need somebody competent. Leadership.
I'm glad it's Vanessa, not you. Roll call vote, Secretary.
Mike Goodso,
Yes.
Murray Anderson,
Yes.
Vanessa Ramirez,
Yes.
and Mike Pacheco.
Yes, thank you.
We have a new mayor pro tem.
So does she have to be sworn in, Nick, or?
She's sworn in.
We typically swear the name.
Okay. Do you have that somewhere or no?
That's easily.
Yeah.
Google it.
Yeah.
Google it.
Get the camera ready. Nick,
Yeah, let me get that.
She invited families. Kids.
Wow.
It's almost like he didn't have it.
My God,
Move it closer to that. See it.
You're good, then she'll look a little closer. That's trying to be shy right now.
Right where he.
That's right. That's right.
Your phone's not cooperating.
Hey, Vanessa, if you want your husband and family, we can save this for after the meeting. No? Okay.
I usually have a copy, but I didn't bring my book with me this time.
When she gets married, that's when
Oh, she get married?
married.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The next time.
Pro Tem will have years.
I know. Nice dress.
He's listening.
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to
My this looks about
Do
right.
you solemnly swear to tell the truth?
Yeah.
Don't get it wrong one.
I, state your name, do solemnly swear.
Yeah, that's one. That's got it.
I
Right.
state your name.
I, Master Mayor,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of councilwoman.
that I
Mayor,
that I will faithfully
execute the duties
execute the duties
of
of
the office of mayor pro tem.
the office of Mayor Pro Tem.
And will do the best of my ability to preserve,
I will do the best of my ability to preserve,
protect, and defend
and defend
the Constitution and the laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the state of California.
and the state of California.
I solemnly swear that I have not.
I solemnly swear that I have not.
Right?
It isn't right, but that's all right.
But I-
Yeah, it does not.
Does it count?
Do I keep going?
Yeah, it counts. It counts.
Okay. I furthermore solemnly swear that I have not.
I- Furthermore, solemnly swear that
I don't know, honestly.
Okay. How about this? That I take this obligation freely
I take this obligation freely
Without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties which I am upon my enter.
That was.
Think I got any holy water?
I don't know if that counted, but
Did we need
Vanessa, tomorrow we'll let you know if you're now a fireman or a police.
I don't know.
This might have been a different state or something.
Yeah, I go California oath of
It
office,
started, right?
and then it got crazy.
Yeah.
All right, well, congratulations, Vanessa.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez.
All right, our next item is information only, discussion regarding the city of Holtville in the statement, celebration of our nation's.
Nobody can say that word. It's an unpronounceable symbol.
Semi-quincentennial, it's not the
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just, kind of building on everything we talked about, I did do, I wanted everybody to have a chance to reflect if there were any, if anybody had any suggestions or, critiques or, kind of things that we can work on. Certainly, it'll be a vastly different situation, doing a fireworks weekend than doing this, something that we did. I tell people, you look at what was going on at, 6:30, there were 1,500 people circled around that tetrahedron going, open, kind of thing. So there was certainly, that was a big piece of the pie, what people wanted to see when they were here. That does not say that those people won't come, but certainly I don't think, my classmate that came from Maryland and another friend that came from South Carolina, I'm not sure they're loading up on a plane for every 4th of July thing in Holtville, but of the local folks, I think we impressed enough people that they'll be back to do something again. So with that in mind, we should talk about what we're going forward and any suggestions and things like that. So.
Are we preparing anything for the next, I know we talked about doing another time capsule, and that's not my question, but kind of giving them some pointers and leaving some notes and saying, hey, you should probably have your events at that, like maybe your stage at the time capsule.
Run, yeah. Certainly we could do that. I mean, that's part of the discussion that it's come up. It's come up a couple of times. What are we doing with the tetrahedron? Are we doing another time capsule? I'm in favor of doing another time capsule. I think, I think I take it, and I'm not there, but I take it that the chamber board's a little split on that, whether they think that's a great idea or not. But I think if this group says, that's a good idea. Let's go forward. I think that that's something that we should spend a little time on. I've often said that I don't foresee that I have the time or that we have the staff time. Maybe Haley or somebody can dedicate some time to it, but somebody's gonna have to be the outreach person to the schools, for instance. Somebody suggested Vanessa might be a good person to talk to the Finley folks, and then if you look at what was in the current time capsule, there was a lot of stuff from 8th grade down. I didn't see much of anything from high school age students. So could we do that? We certainly could. I don't know if, a couple of you guys that were of that kind of age range were like, I didn't even go to the thing or whatever, so I think there was a little more excitement with school kids than maybe the too cool for school older kids or whatever. But conversely, there were a bunch of whole high school students out here really interested to see what was in the thing coming out. So you may get a little more participation from those folks. But that has come up. That what do we do if we don't do a time capsule, or even if we do? Are we keeping the tetrahedron there and putting a new time capsule in it, or is there some better way to do it? I did see Westmoreland did a time capsule, and I think what they did is something like a standpipe, and they buried it in there, which is maybe insulates it a little better than concrete, metal surrounded by concrete. I don't know.
I think if we do another time capsule, I think we need to keep it in an AC room building, so we don't have the issue with the 50 years of Imperial Valley summers.
Yeah, or we find something that's a little more durable, than that. But yeah, I mean, and I'm an advocate for saying let's think of some tangible objects that you can put in there, that are a few more.
The same thing. They need to be tangible objects because, I don't think Westmoreland did any thumb drives or anything like that in there. Everything was tangible that they put in there, from my understanding. So, because just like you say, technology goes out and you don't have any way to get. We got lucky to have IID help us with the,
Turned out there were ways that could have been done. When I did a little more research, but I was very happy to have those folks do it because they handle old documents and microfilm frequently. So
Mr. Checkers' application, I think, was on microfilm.
I think you're right. Yeah, I mean, certainly that's something to talk about. I was even like, hey, maybe in the time capsule, in the back of the safe, behind the, whatever, there's something back there. It's an Easter egg, and on that you put "Do not touch" until 2076 or whatever. Our Savior.
Well, I think with everybody fresh in their minds, right, that we just did this. I think if we do that, I think people are going to come up with ideas.
Yeah, I know. Wanda and George want to do something as well. We do have a time capsule.
Oh, cool. I think, Haley had people fill out little slips here, and whatever. I mean, you could certainly take those and do that.
So on the time capsule, we should probably do something I think they did it in October.
Yes.
I think they would do us to try to do the same, to get the school started.
I vote for Veterans.
I vote for Veterans Day Saturday.
That parade.
Yeah.
At our parade, because it's a patriotic. It's an event where we have people, and it's a patriotic theme.
And then the opening of it 50 years from now, we suggest that they do it that time of year.
Unless they're doing a fireworks show in Holtville every.
We may have a grand fireworks show every year.
Yeah.
Let's have them suffer the way we do.
Yeah.
The kids have lost.
Hey, we lucked out with the weather. It could have been much worse than it was.
But even for the 250th this year, our nation is celebrating month after month. They're not, I mean, it wasn't one day,
Right.
It's been happening all year, it's continuing. And I guess there's gonna be a race in Washington DC, Indy race? Yeah, I talked about today.
I heard that.
I want to make sure everyone you guys got one of these. Did you get one of these? Did you get one of these? Mr. Walker? Yeah, everybody, this was Kind of
Oh, I love that.
they were the symbol of the bicentennial, and about 40% of the time capsule was stuffed full of those things. And so, by the way, the time capsule's over there, and everything that was in it is laid out on the table. So, you like peruse that
Can
stuff.
we, kind of silly, but I realized that a lot of people didn't come in here. They didn't, I don't know why, they either didn't hear us say, come check out the city hall, or just didn't think of it. But there, yeah, it was out, but there were still people who
It's on the website. There's pictures.
who haven't come to see it. So can we have it displayed for Veterans Day?
Sure, sure.
Yeah, that's a great
Sure.
idea. 'Cause Laura never got over there. She's working at
And we
booth
just
for the
save
chamber.
all
She never
that
got in there.
and put it back up.
And she-
Well, that'll motivate you to do it again.
Unless
Still,
there's,
this
do we
time.
put something else in here for Veterans Day?
I don't know.
There's been times where there's little art displays and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the schools, right?
Yeah.
It'd be
But-
kind of cool to redisplay.
But even, it takes up that table, so, you know, I mean, you
Well, the thing, you have those on the walls.
Those poster boards.
could post boards.
Yeah, you need to those back.
Yeah, sure, sure.
It's a good idea for people to listen.
Yeah, for anything we do the rest of the year, and even, maybe even for the Carrot Festival next year, you know, just kind of trot this stuff out, you know. It's too bad, I guess, you know,
We can get another hat and a mic.
yeah.
I like that.
I was wearing my hat this weekend, and my wife was like, what in the heck? Because of my little grandsons were over. And I was thinking, this hat is going to make it to my fellas reunion this year. And I'll probably be at Swan Song, because it'll be at the lake. But that's where that's
How many people signed Haley's guest book?
Oh, you know what? I don't know, but it's right
Do you have a
here.
number?
we haven't counted.
Because that was a great idea.
Yeah,
And that goes in the time.
that goes in the
capsule.
time capsule
And
for
so,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
It has
Um,
Anderson, Holtville City Council.
Yeah.
Classmates, Seven Rock.
It was really cute.
Oh yeah,
So
that had to be there.
there was a little girl, I guess she saw people putting their classes, their job positions, whatever on there. And she wrote her name and she put lover of animals, friend to all, something like that. Yeah, yeah, it was real cute.
So council, if you have not signed that guest book, please do so.
Yeah. Did everybody get a chance to sign it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Are we gonna invite Mr. Munker to come out and give him a plaque or anything?
We can, you know, we had planned to do something at the deal. We were prepared to do something at the deal. We didn't hear from him, so certainly we can do that. You know, maybe even if y'all, I shouldn't speak out of turn, but maybe if we at the end of the year party, you know, when we do recognition. I mean, he did serve part of this year and everything.
Even if you can't make it through signals, can you accept it?
Sure.
You can always ask.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything else, Mr. Wells?
No, I think that was kind of it. I did, like I said, I guess I should ask the question. You know, I've got an idea for building a new time capsule. I have my brother-in-law does that kind of, you know, he's a fabricator. He builds race cars and, you know, all kinds of good stuff. And so I already talked to him a little bit about that, but that might cost a few bucks. Are you guys good with us spending a few dollars on it? I'm not talking thousands. I'm talking, you know, it might cost a couple $100 or something.
To make a capsule or
to make a new
draw
capsule.
up a thing?
Make a new time capsule. So the physical part, and then I guess the question is, are we gonna think about putting it back in the tetrahedron? Maybe we hollow out the tetrahedron a little bit more and have some sort of insulation in there or something. I don't know. You know, and you brought up, you know, if there's something that's maybe we put something in an air conditioned area and all those things. And maybe the tetrahedron just says open this, and when you get in there it says, just kidding, go to the safe.
Like a fortune?
mean, realistically, the only thing that was damaged was the microfilm, right?
That's true. I mean,
I think if you put the.
Like the letter, the handwritten
letters,
letter was
original
fine
stuff
from the
that's in
mayor.
there, it wouldn't be damaged.
no, you know, it's funny too, because we're sitting there looking at these stacks of newspaper that have been sitting in just open air, you know what I mean? And they all look, they're yellowed, but
The
they're,
letters weren't damaged.
The
Right.
handwritten letter, yeah.
So
right.
it was just, you put something in there that was affected by heat.
Well, and it was a space constraint thing, you know, so, but I think, you know, one of the things too was probably, they didn't want to probably put pictures, let's say, in there, right? Because pictures would have melted together and they were probably smart enough to say that wasn't gonna work. But today, in today's technology, you can print stuff on a colored printer and you get a good quality print that wouldn't stick to the next thing or whatever. And you know, you can put a lot of things, you can ream a paper into something and, you know, that's 250 things and it's still, you know, legible or whatever.
So are we gonna put together a committee then for the next time council?
I'm good with that. You want to be the chair? Since you're the mayor pro tem and all?
I can be the chair.
Chair.
You
In
have
fact,
a,
you just took the oath to be the,
that's what it was.
Yeah.
That's why the oath was a little different.
Do you guys have
Well,
any?
Vanessa, you're gonna be around in 50 years. We're not.
I hope I'm around. I'll be 85.
You'll be around.
We'll see. My kids will be around.
Yeah, let's do some, maybe you want to talk a little
Yeah.
offline and we can, and then,
I
yeah,
have no problem working with the schools.
I think that's a big piece.
Yeah,
That's-
I spend a lot of time at the attorney, but it's easy to get in contact with people right.
But I would say maybe Jennifer, get her involved, you know, get the chamber, you know, get the chamber piece involved and, you know, I really do feel like maybe, you know, like if George's Pizza wants to do something, there should be something from George's Pizza in there.
Taco shop.
That is Holtville, you know, taco shop, that is Holtville. And it's certainly not something that you could put a pizza in there, but what could they put that's indicative of George's Pizza? And what could the taco shop do?
Their
that's-
menu.
Yeah. Awesome, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how much a pizza costs in 50 years.
Yeah, let's talk some more. We'll
I do think we need to give the chamber guidance on what day the annual thing needs to be held, because they're real wishy-washy with it. And honestly, I don't like some of the suggestions they're having, because if you want to do it the Friday before July 4th, that could end up in June at some point.
That's what I said. Not next year, but the following year is a leap year and it will be June 30th.
Why don't they want to stick to the third?
They want on Friday.
Because they want to do it on-
Wednesday, you know, but I still, think if it's the 4th of July, a lot of people have that day off. Or, you know, you weren't here that late, we were done by 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, it wasn't that late.
Well, I think that one of their examples is next year, the 3rd falls on Saturday.
Right.
So they're fearing a lot of your residents will be gone for the weekend. And so you're not gonna get much attendance.
Well, I think it's,
We're not gonna always have to.
And it might come in conflict if your Calipatria, your fairgrounds are moving it to Saturday and not wanna do it on Sunday.
and what about if the
Yeah.
4th falls on a day when we're gonna
Right.
give everybody the day off?
That happened as well. That was brought up as well. I was, geez.
Oh, brother.
I can understand, I don't think Calipat will, I think they do their fireworks on the 4th.
Well,
I
regardless.
think they do it on the 4th. I think the fair would do theirs. If they did move to the 3rd, you'd have time to set that day for the 2nd.
Yeah.
But I think you go back to the 3rd all the other
But
time.
also, if you establish a third every year, it's.
Yes.
It
People,
becomes a whole village.
Because, yes, you know it's the 3rd.
Everybody, well, not everybody, but most people are gonna have the 4th off no matter, however it falls, right? So, yeah, I'm good with that. I think we might have a little bit of time on that one too. But I think if that's everybody's feel, that would be a suggestion we should
Well,
make.
that's part of your committee. You guys should discuss it.
Yeah.
no, I'm the time capsule, not the fireworks.
Well, I thought we were putting together a committee for the whole deal. It has to take care of the time capsule.
Oh.
All
They're doing
events,
every-
all events for the next 50 years.
We need a committee to run the whole deal.
Yeah. See, George is thinking.
That's a 50-year.
We'll find a subcommittee.
50 years.
Well, and you can set,
I'll appoint someone next year.
the main committee can have, the main committee can have a subcommittee doing this and a subcommittee doing that. We need one committee to run, to set up the whole deal.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Okay.
certainly we need to be, that committee needs to be real active because it is July 13th and we'll be doing the Veterans Day Parade on, I don't have it in front of me, but, you know, somewhere around November 10th, yeah, somewhere in there. So.
Time capsule committee needs to be really active.
So the time capsule, we've got 3 months. We've got 3 months.
And you have a little window when kids get back to school.
4 months.
Yeah, we can start talking to the schools now.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna do it Saturday, Saturday the 7th, November 7th.
November 7th.
No, because cattle call is the 14th.
Perfect.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, I have it on my calendar already because one of my band guys says, I can't make it the 7th. I said, I ain't doing anything the 7th.
It's on the whiteboard in there. It says the 7th.
Yeah, it's the 7th.
November 7th.
Yeah. So you have just shy of 4 months to get it. But really, I do think, I'll tell you a little piece of information that I got because I was going through those slides one by one. And there are a couple people that had a submission in the spring of 1976 that also have a submission in the fall of 1976 as school children. And I probably wouldn't have noticed except my best friend's one of them. So he's got 2 things from the spring, one from the spring and one from the fall. And so they were working on it, but the bulk of everything came in the fall of 1976. So from September 1st, and this is a funny thing, there was a big storm that year. There was one of those big hurricanes.
Oh, that was, yeah. That was in 76.
And it was like September 10th or something. So a bunch of those kids referenced the big storm they had last week. So that means they were doing it like September 15th, 17th, somewhere in there that they were.
There was 13 people that died on that storm.
Yeah, it was a big one. I remember. Yeah.
Yes, we had a hurricane hit the side. We had 2 years in a row, 100-year storm hit 2 years in a row.
Several people were coming down Mountain Spring Grade when the water came down.
Yeah. Mike Bobo and Jimmy McConnell
Carlos Venus.
got swept off. They both made through. Got swept off.
Yes.
They died?
No, they didn't die,
They survived.
but they got, their vehicle got swept out and they got out and got on the big rock. You know, were picked up by a truck going the other way.
Did it say Mike loves whoever?
Not that rock.
Oh, different rock. Okay.
Rock's further up the hill.
That's at the border checkpoint. If anyone-
Okay, so I just the point I'm trying to make is that it's something we can accomplish because everybody went home for the summer that summer, and I'm sure that they didn't have a plan. Okay, as soon as we get back, we're going to be getting these kids on this thing. It's probably just a thing like talk to all the teachers and on a day in every classroom, and you could go talk to classrooms and say, hey kids, we opened the time capsule this year, and you could talk to different classes, throughout a day and cover them all, almost. But there was stuff from K through 8. There was stuff from people that,
It would be neat to have something, and it probably wouldn't be too soon, but like in the football team, if they do really well, like,
sure.
maybe we could drop things in after
I
the.
think we should involve the high school too.
Yeah. Certainly. Because those people will be here. I mean, you guys were, a little older, but I mean, here you are, you were George.
I was a junior.
Sophomore.
Yeah. And I mean, Felipe Erdogan talks about he was standing out there watching them put it in the deal on October 10th.
The kids got home rocks from that.
A bunch of people took rocks from what they chipped away from the.
I have to get them on. They had it on the shelf.
Oh,
with their
yeah.
rocks.
Oh, yeah. Really? They had to have a piece, yeah. Oh, no.
I have
'Cause
two
I think Yvette came over and told me, hey, just so you know, people are taking it. Maybe it was Haley. It was like they're taking pieces of the time capsule with them. You know, the funny thing, is they pulled that time capsule out, resealed it, pulled it out again and resealed it, or no, they put it back in and they resealed it. So some of the concrete that got taken might have been 3 weeks old. A week and a half old. Yeah.
You know, there was like, I don't know if they used it like plaster, but there's like some of those no parking signs that they've like used.
Yeah.
And it was like coming out, and I was like, oh my God. Like, and it has like the date of this year and
Yeah.
stuff, like no parking on this day. Like,
Chavez sometimes is not a thinker. All right.
All right, I think we've talked enough about this. So
Good.
Vanessa, it's under your leadership, so. Anything else, staff reports, Mr. Wells?
Yeah, just real quick. I do want to. Mr. Anderson had asked if we talk about the flow grant a little bit, and I intended to do that when I talked about the SB1 because we are putting in an application for the flow grant for the bridge, but we're also putting one in for stuck valves around town, and we could spend 200 grand on stuck valves and fix a bunch of valves. But I'm a little more modest number we'll put in for on that. And so.
I would throw in, if you're saying.
Okay.
200,000.
Well, the problem is, one of the things is we have the 500, we're asking 500,000 on the bridge. I have a feeling like if we put something substantial in, they're gonna go, okay, that one out, and then we'll do the other one. But I'm okay with that. Okay, that's good. But you asked if we talk about it. Was that just because you didn't know whether we were doing anything, or did you have an
I think
idea?
you're mistaken. I didn't ask you.
You did. You sent me a note that said, shouldn't we? Or maybe it was somebody else, and I just
And the
thought.
text
It
It was this guy.
Oh, you did?
I sent you
Oh,
a
this
text,
guy.
'cause
Oh.
Because I thought the 15th was the deadline, but you said they extended it.
They extended to 31st. Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure
My apologies. Yeah.
that we weren't late in
Yeah.
submitting anything.
No, Justina sent out a note that said they extended the deadline to 31st, so we're all set. So also, I did also want to call,
Before you.
oh, go ahead.
The Women's Club, they submitted anything to you?
One other thing I just want to make you aware of, I was on the phone today for a while and last week. We're working on a project right now. This is really geeky accounting stuff, but I've talked to you about this before. We're on a cash basis accounting system, and there's some real drawbacks to that. Most of the world is on an accrual-based accounting system. We get knocked down on our audit for being on a cash-based accounting system. But one of the things that's required to migrate to an accrual system is we have to have all of our assets valued. So ILG helped us by engaging a firm that's doing that. So I think it's kind of, we're getting to where that's going to get done. That's going to cause a little disruption. And oh, by the way, it'd be great to have somebody who knows a lot about accounting besides me if we go to a project like that. So we'll be talking more about that. But I forgot to put it on my report, but it's taken up a good amount of my time. I had to run around and take pictures of streets yesterday or Friday. And today I was layering them into a report because they had a bunch of questions about the quality of our streets and stuff. And just to expedite things, I said, I'll take the pictures for you and send you some notes. So that's in the works. Just an FYI. So.
You got Chriscom coming?
Oh, shoot. I got contacted by Chriscom. They want to come to the next meeting. Well, they wanted to have dinner with you all. Which I know poses some little issues or whatever, but
They can bring us dinner, yeah.
well, they can take us to dinner or do whatever. But we could order drinks here. That would be good. Make it a working dinner or something after or before the council meeting or whatever we want to do. And if we do it in conjunction with the council meeting, then we can agendize it and we can say it's a, kind of an open thing or whatever. And it gets us out of any problems with Brown Act stuff or whatever. So I propose that they do it somewhere around that meeting. So it'll be the next meeting. Everybody's planning to make it, I assume. Mike, you said you had an issue beforehand, so it would have to be something.
What day is it?
We'll be done by 5. So.
Okay.
What day is that meeting?
It's 2 weeks from tonight, so 27.
They really didn't work.
So we would start earlier, I assume?
We could do that. We could start it.
You wanna do what?
Start the meeting earlier.
You not work?
I don't have a full-time job, so you do, that's why I'm looking at you. I'm thinking-
Well, but Mike's gonna have to, you're done at 5 or you can be here at 5?
Here.
Okay, why don't we start the closed session at 5, then we can,
27th, right?
yeah, then we can have a session with them from 5:30 to 6 and have, you know, or something like that.
So you could open up the meeting. and-
Yes, and the public could be here for our time with Chris Baum, and it could be a informal discussion. And then when we adjourn, we could adjourn back to closed session for pizza in this room or something, you know, and then it'd be,
Vanessa, did you want to make earlier, did you say?
No, to me, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know how long.
but if
the
we're
meeting-
gonna do something like dinner,
o'clock.
yeah, 5's good, you know, let's do 5. Okay.
Okay. Council, any questions on the staff reports?
Steve Walker mentioned that we would change our municipal code to 60 days. You want to know that also instead.
Yeah.
This doesn't come up that often.
Okay. Okay. And we could put that item in future meetings. I have one other thing, item in future meetings. I've already gotten the notification about the 9/11 stair climb thing. There's been some discussion about whether we need to be doing that or what our level of participation, but I'll bring it back to you next time. That gives us some time, but it also puts the bug in your ear if anybody that wants to compete.
Do they want us to sponsor it, or are they just asking us to participate?
Who's the vote?
It's their letter already is both, yeah, so it's soft sells the sponsor, but it's like, hey, you know, participate. But remember the thing about the sponsorship thing we discussed, that they're supposed to be doing that memorial.
Okay, we're adjourned.